You just finished your GFX and it looks really clean but feels empty, like there's something missing. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Why your GFX feels empty, but more importantly, how to fix it. The first thing that may have your GFX feeling empty is not having a clear focal point. If I look at your GFX and my eyes don't instantly draw me to whatever the subject of your GFX is, it's going to feel weak. When there's too much going on or not enough standing out, it both kills the GFX and it'll just make it feel bland. You need one thing that could clearly stand out, so it'll be like the star of the show and everything else should support it. Pretty much like a main character in a show and it having its side characters, it all comes together to create that really good whatever. You know what I mean. And having a focal point is a great start, but the next problem can make your whole render feel dead. And with that said, the second potential cause of your GFX feeling empty could simply be bad posing. Having your rigs look stiff and awkward is probably the fastest way to drain all the energy from your work. It doesn't matter how good the focal point is or anything like that. If your character just looks like he's standing in an awkward position where his arms flared out a little bit, it just doesn't look right. Bend the joints, add some angles, twist the torso. Trust me, all these things contribute to the body language, which will make your whole GFX feel more alive. And if for some reason you can't figure out how to improve your posing, do the exact stance in real life and look at yourself in the mirror. Or better yet, take a picture of yourself. You'll see what looks unnatural and how to improve it. Alright, cool. So the posing feels a little bit better now, but the GFX still looks flat. And by flat, I mean there's no depth to your actual work. There's no depth to the GFX. If it just looks like everything is floating on the screen with like a PNG background, it's gonna feel like it has no depth and it's not alive. And that also contributes to why your GFX might feel empty. Having a foreground, middle ground, and background all contributes to like a full scene and giving that feeling of this work is actually alive. Even a couple extra props, a couple extra blurs of the background, and maybe a couple more rigs just doing random stuff in the background depending on what you're working on. These things can all give your work depth, and it kind of tricks the eye into seeing something that's alive. Like, I know I keep saying alive, but I'm really serious. And without these stuff, it does tend to give a feeling of it being flat. It's hard to explain, but hopefully you guys get the gist. But no matter how much spacing you have, if your lighting is off, oh boy, you're done. Lighting is probably the most underrated thing in making a GFX. And by the way, I'm terrible at lighting, so I know how it feels. But just by moving a couple lights to the side and adding a few more lights like area lights, point lights, or if you want really something bright like a sun, it can literally change the whole mood of your GFX and really make it pop. And you know, the classic version, not really version, but how people start off is using an HDRI. I am even guilty of promoting HDRIs. It's not the best when you really want something that will stand out. For beginners, it's okay, you just want to make something cool. But if you really want your GFXs to be really nice and like stand out, you need to start mastering your lighting. Start looking at how to use area lights, what's the other one? Spotlights, points, and the sun. The sun is really harsh. I use area lights very often, but see what works for you and get it down packed. Trust me, it's like a lifesaver. And with lighting being the last tip we're going to talk about today, I think this pretty much wraps up the video and kind of gives you a good insight of what could make your GFX feel less empty and more alive. Just always keep in mind, do I have a focal point? Is my posing good? How is my depth? How's my lighting? How's my environment overall? And once you have all these lined up, you should be good. But if not, come back to me, show me in my Discord server, link in the description, and we'll all give you opinions. But hopefully this video helped you guys out at least a little bit, and if it did, like and subscribe. But yeah, like and subscribe.